What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Heel Hookers Podcast, episode 176. And we are back previewing a pretty damn good fight card for the UFC from Kansas City. We got a short notice main event put on top of the bill, and Machado, Garry taking on Carlos Prates, the welterweight division. 2 draft picks for Kate in this one, going head-to-head with herself. So much to get into for this fight card. Before we do, like and subscribe if you enjoy everything we put out. We appreciate everyone that does. Let's go. But all right, main event time, Kansas City. First things first, for Carlos Prates and Garry, who do you think the short notice favors the most?
I'm going to say Carlos at the moment, just because wasn't he in fight camp already? He was already in fight camp, so I feel like that kind of favors him. He was supposed to fight. Yeah. So I feel like that kind of helps him a bit more because he's been in fight camp.
Definitely fair.
Yeah, for me, honestly, I almost think it might favor Garry because he's definitely in that stays ready for reasons like this, you know, so that he can be the guy to step in or just take these fights. And Ian's a very smart fighter. Yes. Jeff Neal is definitely just a different style. He was getting ready for just a boxing heavy welterweight. He's kind of big, but he's just, you know what I mean? He sits where he sits. Garry is a very good fighter. He's a very good technical fighter, and he's a very smart fighter.
Yes.
That I just almost think that it might favor him on short notice, that he could put something together quicker for Carlos than Carlos could for him. Even though I know he comes from a great team, he hasn't their team has not shown anything to, you know what I mean, disappoint. But we also just kind of haven't seen what they can do on short notice like that too. Yeah.
I guess it's only really thing about
Drew Dober.
Drew Dober. That was quick, real quick turnaround. So that
True.
Was
that was only 3 weeks.
Still, you know what I mean? Just Drew Dober is a solid fighter, but this is still just a bit higher level. Ian Garry, again, just a much smarter fighter than somebody like Drew Dober. You can kind of know what to expect from Drew.
No, it's way different. Ian, he's still so young. He's going to be getting better with every fight. Drew, it's his flaws, you know what he's going to do. And even just with how Jean Silva fights, just kind of stylistically favorable, you know what I mean? So it's it's very, very different overall matchup in short notice for them, for sure.
Also for Carlos, it's it was going to be 3 rounds with Jeff Neal, right?
Yes.
So now it's 5
so,
on the pay-per-view. So,
okay, that's what I thought. So he was getting ready for a 3-round fight and got an extra 2 weeks for a 5-round fight. So I also I think that's a huge factor in my head about short notice as well.
And he rolled down the 10 cigarettes during fight camp to 5.
Ugh. Yeah, because that's one thing too, where it's Ian Garry, his last fight, coming off a loss to Shafkat. Short notice opportunity for him, went 5 rounds.
Yes.
Looked pretty okay over 5 rounds. You know what I mean? It is not bad. So I genuinely have zero faith in Carlos Prates' cardio to go 5 rounds, honestly. I really don't think that that's going to be possible. I'm not going to lie. I short notice or not, this is definitely a fight where I feel like Carlos Prates has to go out there, get the finish over Ian Garry in order to get it done. If this fight goes to a decision, it's Ian Garry in my head all day. I have no doubts about that in my head.
Yeah.
I feel you on that.
I'm kind of just on the same exact page where I really am not sure how Carlos does. Most of his finishes are in the first round. He gets a couple second round finishes, but the last time that he went to a decision was in 2019. It was up at middleweight too, but it's it has been 6 years since he's gone to a decision.
No, yeah.
And that was a 3-round decision. That wasn't 5. He's never gone 5 before. And it's just all these fights, you're going out there, you're finishing dudes pretty early. I don't know, but I do also believe in his ability to get that shot. We've seen Ian Garry get clipped. He obviously came back to win the fight, and that was great, but it's Carlos Prates is one-shotting these people. He's not needing much follow-up, and if he does, he's going to be right on it. He's not going to really give him that recovery time, so that's also a big factor. I don't know how it's going to go. I am very 50-50 on Prates knockout, Ian decision, because I don't think Ian finishes him, if I'm going to be honest. Unless Carlos really drops off and is exhausted.
So
yeah.
for me, I'm definitely in agreement where I feel like most likely Carlos knockout Ian by decision. I do feel like that's, but I am not underestimating Ian Garry's ability to possibly find the finish in this one. Carlos Prates, he's got a good amount of losses on his record. A lot of them come in the first round. Obviously that's a lot of regional shit a long time ago. Don't really know exactly what's going on.
Other than the couple decisions, they're all in the first round. But it's looking into it more, I did realize that the 2 submission losses that he got back in 2013 were also at 155.
Damn crazy.
The loss in 2012 it doesn't have. Yeah, the loss in 2012 doesn't have any information on what weight class it was or whatever. 2014 when he got choked out was also at lightweight, so I wonder if it was just that.
I gotcha.
Yeah,
but it's just with because he has a couple knockout losses as well, right?
He has 1.
Okay, I thought he had more.
It says 2, so I wonder if that was the early one that doesn't have any information back in 2012.
Gotcha.
But otherwise it was his second fight up at welterweight.
Gotcha. But it's because I just wonder because he is, like you said, he's a one-shot guy. He's going to get you out of there, and he's looking to do it in the first round. He's not looking to waste time and fuck around, play any games. So it's he's not super oh, I'm gonna throw a million shots or anything, you know what I mean? He's looking for that one shot, but he's constantly throwing that big strike. He's constantly putting pressure on you to find that big strike. Ian Garry is a very good counter striker, and I just would not be surprised if Carlos Prates is looking for that big finish in a big name over Ian Garry, just in a big opportunity, trying to get that. If he overextends somewhere, Ian sees it coming, and he's able to land a big shot on him to hurt him or something. That would not be surprising. And if Ian is doing good, in the fight and able to just control whatever, if Carlos Prates starts to slow down at all, 4th or 5th round, for a knockout or a sub for Ian Garry, I would not be surprised at all. Ian Garry has more ways to win this fight, I believe, and that he should be. I'm pretty sure right now he is the favorite heading into the fight. He should be the favorite, but it's rough. I definitely do believe in Carlos Prates' ability to get it done for sure, but it's a tough fight for him.
The reason why I see it with Ian Garry being later on in the round, if Carlos slows down specifically, is because while Ian can get it done and we've seen him finish people, it's definitely lower level people, and he doesn't always show that necessarily killer instinct that he's gonna go for it, because as I said before, he's a smart fighter. So if winning the fight means he has to be technical and he has to stay out of the way of danger, he will do that to win the fight. And that's why I'm unless Carlos slows down where he feels he's not in danger anymore and he can really start picking it up and just get him out of there, then I think so. But if he still sees a threat, I just think that he's going to take him to a decision. That's just really what it is for me.
That's fair.
Oh yeah, 100%. Especially on the feet. That definitely is going to be the factor, is whether or not Carlos Prates slow down, because that is the thing. He does not fight at a very high pace. He fights at a pace I feel he can work for the whole 185, just because especially if there is no grappling on Ian Garry's part. That's the biggest thing with Ian Garry. I think he needs to grapple. He needs to put him up against the cage. He needs to at least show the threat, because that is going to be what really exhausts Carlos Prates. Carlos Prates was a Muay Thai fighter, has done a lot of kickboxing. I don't think the 25 minutes is going to be that much of an issue because of it, if it is purely a striking fight. If he mixes it up with the grappling, that is where I think the problems will start to happen for Carlos Prates in terms of his cardio.
No, for sure. I definitely do expect Ian going out there trying to grapple him, and even if he can be grabbing takedowns like that, he's going to be trying to put him up on the cage and clinch him up. I have no doubts about that. He too smart of a fighter. It's coming off of the first loss of his career, losing that. You know what I mean? I just wonder how much fire he's really going to have, especially just with the Shavkat fight of getting those positions where if he just got the finish, you know what I mean? It was just that one step off from winning the fight and just being able to grab it. So I wonder if just even putting in that extra effort of I have to finish these fights when I get that opportunity, just in case, I don't want to take it to the scorecards kind of a thing. So it's I definitely wonder what kind of adjustments Ian might be making in his game. It's one of those things where he's always just bouncing around, going to different camps and doing different things, where it's I kind of wonder sometimes how good that is for a fighter. They can obviously always get different looks and different things, but it's if you're not just a steady kind of solid thing going, you know what I mean? Constantly working towards like a certain game plan or whatever, you know, like it can just kind of be hard. Like the development can be all over the place. So it's like, yeah, I just wonder how he's going to be looking coming into this one, especially short notice. But the fucking man for taking this one, especially 5 rounds. Again, just another monster in the division, Carlos Prates.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for this one, man.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I know you're upset that both of your fucking draft 170 guys are fighting each other right away, but hey.
I am, but either way, I'm excited for the fight.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Fight I'm not excited for.
Yeah, man.
Dang.
Anthony Smith, Mingyang Zhang. I don't like this for Anthony Smith's retirement fight. I don't understand why they're giving him someone who has 18 wins, 18 finishes, I believe, and like fucking
all in the
of
first
them.
round.
Yeah, I thought all of them were in the first round. Yeah, man, I don't know. Obviously, Mingyang Zhang 2-0 in the UFC. His fucking wins, Brenton Hibiero and Ozzy Diaz. Not even fucking a fucking decimal of the skill and talent that Anthony Smith has shown and been able to, you know what I mean? But it's like, I know it's like the last one with fucking Dom was just terrible, you know what I mean? And like he talked about that, like, yeah, that one was really just exercising a lot of the demons that he had, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's ready to like come in for this one, just like actually have a real fight and put on like a real performance. But
it's fucking 5 months later, though. Like, even if that's what the fight was and that's how it ended, it's like you still took all that damage just like 5 months ago.
Yeah.
I hate it.
It's like he's just been beaten up in so many fights, man. He's taken so much damage. Like I really am just worried that it's gonna be Mingyang, just young, hungry, up and coming. He's just gonna land those big shots, and Anthony Smith is not gonna be able to take them, even if he's trying to tough it out or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Maybe the good thing will happen, and Mingyang Zhang will do something stupid, like try to take him down. And then, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then Anthony Smith is just like, Gilly. Like, he has to do it like as bad as Vitor did, though.
He really does have to do it that badly for it to work out that way. Otherwise, like, I just feel like he's not going to go for it. I think he's just going to stand up and
I know, I'm just
Smith.
Wishful thinking.
Because honestly, because like that is something where it's
can
like,
take him down.
Yeah.
Huge.
Like, because that's where Smith should be the much smarter fighter, the more tactical fighter in there. You know what I mean? So it's like, if he can land some good leg kicks, get like a clinch, get him down or whatever, it's like, yeah, fucking, we have not seen his grappling at a high level at all. No idea what that looks like. He has Mingyang Zhang 6 losses on his record, 3 of them by knockout, 2 of them by sub, 1 by decision. So it's like he can get finished out there. It's super rough for Anthony Smith in this one, but I'm really hoping he can get it done for the last one in there, man.
Same.
Have a fucking great package to send them off, you know what I mean? And just,
Luckily, they
let's
should.
fucking go.
Since they know in advance, he should.
Yeah, because like I know it's like talked about that like they do need to know in advance to actually have something together, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because like a lot of people, other ones, like there are a lot of fighters who like they'll retire, but I know for a fact they'll be like UFC Hall of Famers or whatever. Anthony Smith's one of those where I'm like, I don't think he's makes that cut, even though the UFC Hall of Fame has a low bar. I think he just is under that as well.
Yeah, I don't think that he really made it there, but just definitely a fucking vet and deserves all the love and praise for sure.
Oh yeah, 100%. The only reason I think like Jim Miller gets is because most fights in UFC history, most wins in UFC history, like he just
certain records. Yeah, it's just like that's fucking 46 fights, man. Yeah, it's insane.
I mean, Smith might be able to make it in with one of his fights. I just don't know what.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know, but we'll see how he's able to perform. Hopefully, he's able to get it done over Mingyang Zhang. That would just be awesome to see.
Yeah,
this fucking featured bout though, 185-pound bout between Michel Pereira and Abus Magomedov.
The first minute and a half is going to be amazing. After that, I don't know.
I mean, hey, Abus recently, he has been trying to fight a bit smarter. He's been going for some grappling. He hasn't been fucking just gassing out completely in the first round. You know what I mean? And like just actually been doing a little bit better. Decision win over Warley Alves and a fucking third round finish over Bruno Fajeda in his last one.
What's Michel Fajeda been doing?
Well, we haven't seen him since he got absolutely dismantled by Fluffy, so...
Well, I meant in those fights before that where he was winning. Let's see, 54-second sub and 2 knockouts at a minute 1 and a minute 6. Completely just like going crazy in there as well, just like he did against Anthony Hernandez in the first round, thinking he had him hurt and was going to get him out of there.
Yes, but the last time Michel Fajeda took a loss, he absolutely recalibrated his style at 170 pounds and went on to fucking win because he got the rear naked choke in the third round, but then won multiple decisions after that before moving up to 185.
Well, no, so, the first thing that happened is he illegally kneed Diego Sanchez and then retooled his style.
Well, yeah. But
so if we're going based on past performance, he is going to either eye poke, headbutt, or low blow Abus Magomedov get DQ loss.
No. That ain't happening. He's coming out smart. He's coming out good.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
He's getting a second round knockout win.
You're going based on that? I'm just using your logic there, man.
Yeah, I said after his last loss, and then you said no, he lost and then lost another fight. I said after the last one. He came back better. Retooled. That's what he's going to do in this one. He realized that he got to the level at 185 pounds where he can't just walk through motherfuckers like it's nothing. And
I don't know. I think he thinks Abus he can walk through.
Probably, but I'm sure he also probably thought that about some of the other guys that he was fighting at 170, but he took, he was being smarter. You got to put the streak together,
Hopefully it's fun.
It's going to be fun no matter what. I have no doubt about that. Because it's like, even with fucking Michel Fajeda, even when he's being patient, he's still fucking, like, just great. He's super physical. He's putting on big shots. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not spamming 100 things at a time in the first 10 seconds of the fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but I do think Michel Fajeda definitely should be able to win this fight.
I forgot that had top 15 implications. I forgot Fajeda's at 15 right now.
Yes, sir. Hey,
Abus in the top 15.
This is his second shot at the top 15?
Yes. After one fight, he gets his shot against Sean Strickland. Fuck, he wins. He gets in the top 15. Rematch of the century right there.
Not at all. But, but let's go. Definitely just hoping for a fun one in this, no doubt about it. No idea why Giga's fighting David Onama at 155 pounds.
Maybe he's moving up.
Maybe.
Yeah, the weight cut was hard for him. I mean, he is 36.
He is 36. That's also, it's like, I don't know. He just got overhyped and wasn't that great at 145 pounds. He's just a very limited kickboxer in MMA. And I just don't think moving up is going to really give him any favors, honestly.
Look.
Yeah, but it's just funny that David Onama is also at 155.
Because I know it was his last one was 155, I think.
Yeah, but that was because it was short notice. He was supposed to fight Lucas Almeida at 145.
True. Okay.
So it wasn't like an intentional move up.
Gotcha. So yeah, I don't know.
He's got two 145ers fighting at 155 with no short notice. I don't know. They do what they want.
Yeah,
Look, he gets a win here. You know what's a fun fight for him? If he stays
Giga?
at 155? Yeah, Giga. Him versus Slava Claus.
That would be a fun one, honestly.
It is a fun fight. I agree.
Ludwig Klein. Get Ludwig Klein a fight. You know what I mean?
True.
Keep them active. Let's go. Book everyone against them.
Why not?
But yeah, it's like, I don't know. This one definitely one of just weird. Don't know really why it's happening. Don't really care too much about it, honestly.
Yeah.
This next one, though, I'm pretty damn excited for it. Motherfucking Ikram Aliskerov taking on Andre Muniz. Ikram coming back after that real rough loss to Robert Whittaker June of last year, taking a nice long time off. I do like that for him.
Mm-hmm.
How do you guys think this one plays out with him and Andre Muniz?
I feel
Hopefully
like he
it
can beat
happens.
Andre Muniz.
So do I, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I know that Muniz is solid, but I feel like Ikram should be good enough to get it done. He might even be able to just like go out there and knock him out. Like, Muniz be getting fucked up.
No, yeah, I do agree with that. I think he is better. I think Ikram is at least on the level of a Paul Craig and a Brendan Allen. So I feel like he should be able to do it. Hopefully it just happens because they've booked this fight now for a third time. They were supposed to fight in June of 2024, February of this year, now April.
Yeah, because Muniz pulling out is what
passport issues in February.
Yeah.
And then it just says Muniz withdrew on the first one.
Yeah, he actually hasn't fought since December of 23.
Yeah.
Yeah, even longer layoff. Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Both had long layoffs.
So I do think that Ikram probably should be able to go out there and honestly just knock him out. It's like 3 fights in the UFC. All of them have ended by knockout, 2 knockout wins, 1 knockout loss. It's like, he is an amazing grappler. And for some fucking goddamn reason, Ikram just refuses to use that at all. Like, I really just don't understand it one little bit. And I just don't think he's going to use it in this fight.
I feel like this would be a
jiu-jitsu guy.
That's what I was going to say. It's a smart one to not use it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's like you go out there and you're getting fucking ground and pound finished by Paul Craig, you're probably getting knocked out by Ikram, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's go. Definitely hope that Ikram's able to bounce back, get a good win, and just recalibrate and get a real solid move up through the division, you know what I mean? And not just short notice, best fucking guy in the division, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But hell yeah. One more fight on the main card. A scrap at 170 pounds between 2 vets at in the UFC. Randy Brown, Nicolas Dalby. This definitely should be a fun one.
It should be. Both of them coming off split decision losses. Kind of ones where they possibly should have actually won. But yeah, no. It's interesting because honestly, I could see either one of them getting a win and getting a shot at the top 15. Like, they're both that good. I don't think Dalby gets it because he's 40, but, you know.
Not yet. Randy Brown, like you said, Dalby is 40. Randy Brown, only 34 years old, so much younger. 4 inches taller at 6'3", has a good reach advantage at 78-inch reach. It definitely, I do think more than likely Randy Brown is going to be just too crisp on the feet. The movement's going to give Nicolas Dalby a problem, and he's probably just going to beat him up over the 3 rounds. But if Dalby can just keep the pressure on, just show off that toughness, get inside the pocket, and just, grab a clinch, just make it dirty, you know what I mean? He definitely has a route to victory there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Should be solid enough, though.
Yeah, I feel like that's a sneaky one that could be fight of the night, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, 100%. I think this could very much be fight of the night, and even if neither of them get top 15, both of them would have a really fun fight with Carlos Leal.
This is very true, very true. Going on down to the prelims, not the most going on the prelims, but we do got a couple solid scraps. Kate, how much are you looking forward to Jaqueline Amorim versus Polyana Viana?
I honestly think that's going to be a really fun fight.
Yes.
like that is not
I wasn't
one
trying to say that like sarcasm.
I know. I'm just saying that's not one to be slept on because it's just funny with both of them. All of their wins come by finishes. Jaqueline's one loss is a decision in her UFC debut. Polyana has been finished a couple times, only losing all of her decisions as well, so I just don't see this going to a decision.
No.
Yeah. Polyana, all of her wins come in the first round. So if it makes it out of the first round, Jaqueline's getting the second round submission. That's what I'm calling.
So fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh, UFC.
No, all of her finishes.
Yeah. Why does it say one? Why does one of them say she has a second round sub?
Where?
In the little pro MMA stats. It goes 7 submissions in the first, and then one submission in the second.
Oh, I wonder if that was like early on with some shit that it doesn't show us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Whatever.
more likely.
All the ones that we see, it's, if she makes it out of the first round, she's getting finished or losing the decision, and Jaqueline only wins by finish. So I'm just like, yeah. Polyana first round something or Jaqueline second round sub?
Probably. I don't.
Jaqueline, a majority of her finishes are first round.
I was just going to say, a majority of her finishes are in the first round too. She got one third round finish.
Is that one that we can actually see, or is that also a hidden one? Nope, it is.
Yeah, I don't know how exactly this is going to go, but it's definitely going to be so fucking fun.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
if there want to get is getting a like, I feel like if there's like gonna get a sub because he has just as many subs, but or a good amount of close to subs.
Polyana has one more sub, and then Polyana has 3 more KO TKO wins as well.
But she's also lost by sub, whereas Jaqueline has not. So maybe. Who knows?
Polyana 1 KO TKO loss, 2 submission losses, 4 decision losses. Yeah. It's going to be great. This is going to be so much fun. I do think that you are probably right where Jaqueline does probably walk away with the sub. I feel like I'm favoring that. But yeah, man, good shit for as long as that lasts.
So if it does go to a decision, is it going to end in a draw? Someone get a 10-8 somewhere? Polyana get a 10-8 first round, loses the next 2?
I don't even know what that's possible if it goes to a decision. They've both only lost decisions. How does either of them win?
Draw.
I know, but like that doesn't seem right either. I don't know.
Somebody's getting finished.
Definitely happen. I feel like
someone should be getting.
But let's go. How excited are you guys for Chelsea Chandler to be back on this card? Huh?
Bro, I don't give a shit.
Yep.
Same. Yeah.
How about Matt Schnell being back on this card versus my boy Jimmy the Brick Flick?
This is going to be a fun fight.
I'm very excited for this fight.
Matt Schnell by knockout.
Bro, Jimmy the Brick Flick is getting his first KO win in his entire pro MMA career.
I don't think so.
17 wins, 15 submission wins.
Jimmy Flick a year younger than Schnell. I would not have thought that.
He's old. He ain't young. It is what it is. He's seen a lot in his life. This Oklahoma boy, you know what I mean?
Bro, what do you got to be stressed out about in Oklahoma? Look like that.
He's not gonna win. Nah, he's not. He's in a flying triangle and we're fucking cooking. You know what I mean?
It's gonna be a great flyweight bout.
It's gonna be a whole lot of fun.
Matt Schnell KO TKO in the second.
I am a little bit worried that he does knock out my boy. He's got 6 knockout losses on his resume. But Matt Schnell does only have 2 knockout wins, so it's not like he's out here knocking people out a whole bunch. And Matt Schnell does have some subs, but Jimmy Flick never been subbed before. He ain't subbing them. So
by decision.
Yep, 2-2 win decisions.
50-50.
15-0 with subs though. So I'm definitely rooting for Jimmy the Brick Flick sub, but we'll see how that one plays out. You know, Could be rough. Other than that, I'm surprised Chris Gutierrez is so far down on the prelims, along with Damone Blackshear. Honestly,
yeah. Solid fights to open it up, though.
Oh,
These are solid fights.
Damone Blackshear, Alatong Haley, Chris Gutierrez, John Castaneda. Definitely not too bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, Romero 0-1 in the UFC, taking on Timmy Kuwamba, who's 0-2 in the UFC. No idea how those are above them. Hopefully, the UFC has them like in a different order. I feel like they have to. Tapology be fucking up with that a little bit.
Elder 2-2 versus Mod, who is making his debut.
Yep. And also got Cameron Simon on this card too. Didn't bring that up.
Taking on
undefeated Malcolm Wallmaker.
Yep. Cameron on a rough little run, losing by decision to C-Rod, and then got fucked up by Peyton Talbot, which no real shame in that. C-Rod, he was undefeated at the time. He had to lose, and then it was Peyton Talbot. You know what I mean? That it's going to happen. But you think he goes out there and gets it done against the undefeated UFC newcomer?
I mean, I feel like he should. The problem is I don't know anything about the newcomer like that.
Yes.
So it is hard.
30 years old, 5'10", 71.5-inch reach.
Yeah, 2 inches taller, 3.5-inch reach advantage.
Yeah, no, big for the division.
Yeah, that definitely is a big size at 135 pounds. 4 knockout wins, 2 submission wins, 2 decisions. Not too bad.
Yeah.
We'll see. Got a lot of amateur title wins. Definitely good to see.
Not a good amount on the amateur. 9-2.
You know, I'm going Malcolm Wellmaker by knockout. Second round over Cameron Simon, putting him on a 3-fight losing streak, and he's getting booted from the UFC. Let's go.
All right.
Okay.
You don't think that's likely?
Nah, it would make him
maybe.
but he definitely would get another fight.
Like, not the most likely.
Maybe. I don't know. He ain't no DDP, you know what I mean?
That's for sure.
But let's go. Those are definitely, that's everything. We brought it all up. We were supposed to have Jamal Hill versus Khalil Roundtree Jr. as the main event. Definitely sucks that we lose that, but that's going to be the main event to the Azerbaijan card, right?
Yes.
Yeah. They are fucking cooking with that one, man. They are doing so much. I am so excited for that. Let's go. And then, because only draft fights on this card are you with Ian and Prates, right?
Yep.
I'm pretty sure.
Yep. Very nice. Very nice.
Unless something happens and someone pulls out and like one of our guys gets a short notice opportunity, which I doubt because there's not a lot of people. The weight class, we don't have a lot of the same weight classes.
Yeah. So we'll see how all that plays out. Not too much fight news going on either. Fucking only things. Gilbert Burns, Michael Morales, they got moved from off the next pay-per-view to the week after headlining that card. So 5-round test for Michael Morales now against Gilbert Burns. Very nice to see. It's all very crazy how it ends.
Up-and-comers are getting their 5-round main events.
Yep, the only person to not get it was Jack heading into a title fight, so it's just kind of crazy how that all played out to end up there, honestly.
Yeah.
And then you got fucking the rumors, which is very likely to happen, I feel like. Main event fight, BMF title, Max Holloway, Dustin Poirier 3. You guys, do you think that's a good retirement fight for Dustin Poirier? Go to the trilogy with him and Max?
I don't see why not. I feel like when it comes to those fights and fighters where you know it's going to be a good fight, big names, legend names, it doesn't mean anything, but who gives a shit? It's a good fight.
Like the only people in that division who I wanted to see, like who I would say I would have wanted to see him either fighting, Max Holloway in a trilogy, Gaethje in a trilogy, or Dan Hooker in a rematch, honestly.
All of those would be good. And it's like, I know when just like seeing people talk about it a little while ago that like, of just like, oh, Dustin's like 2-0 against him. You know what I mean? Like, there's no real reason to like do it again. It's like first time they fought fucking over a decade ago at 100.
It was Max Holloway's debut.
Yeah, it's like 12 years ago or something. It's like so long ago, like, at this point. And then their rematch was up at 155 pounds when Max didn't try to like change for 155 pounds, where he's actually committed now. And that was still already 6 years ago, like to this month. You know what I mean?
No, so exactly. That's kind of the thing is like, that was also Dustin being very much established in the lightweight rankings as opposed to Max, who was 145 champion. And like you said, didn't try to change anything, just cut less weight.
Exactly. So it's like all the time in between all of it, just like you said, just who both of them are in the fight that you know that you're going to get from it makes all the sense in the world for Dustin's retirement fight. Give him another opportunity at the BMF title, you know what I mean? Because it's like, at least that's something where it's just like, if he wins and then retires, it's not like, oh no, he retired with the BMF title. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't fucking matter. So, hell yeah. Let's hopefully we get that official. And that's basically all that's going on. That's everything for this episode of the podcast. I hope everyone enjoyed this one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you did, drop a comment about how you think all these fights are going to play out. And we'll catch you on an incredible review, hopefully, of this fight night. Let's go. Peace out, everyone.